Hi, everybody. My name is Isis, and I am the CEO and founder of Empower Mode. I am so happy to have you here. If you are new here and don't know what Empower Mode is, this is where I want you to become the best version of yourself. So this is where you go through your self-discovery journey, and I give you lots of tips on your process to healing. So I am so happy to have you here. Today, I definitely want to talk through the healing process, and specifically, I want to talk about how healing starts with you. I'm going to take y'all through the process of what I went through and how I think y'all should go through your own healing journey. So, these are just my opinions on what I think you need to do along your self-discovery process. I think the most important thing, though, is to just acknowledge that you did go through a traumatic or just a negative experience, and you really want to become better from that experience. So when I say better, you want to make sure that you're making the steps along your process to not fuel that negative energy. So you want to flip that into something positive for yourself in the future. And I know this is not an easy process, so just keep in mind as I'm walking y'all through this journey, I'm not saying that this is going to happen overnight. This is going to take a while. I know for myself, this has taken me years to master for myself. And I just feel like the hardest thing you can do is acknowledge everything that has happened in your life. That is the biggest step, because if you don't acknowledge that something is wrong, how are you supposed to heal? You can't. I think that healing has to start with you, because no one else can hold your hand throughout this process. Like, you have to want it. You have to want to become something better on the flip side of it. And you really do have to understand that no one else is coming to save you. It's you and you only at the end of the day. You may have some help along the way, like resources and etc. But at the end of the day, you have to acknowledge that this is something that you want to change about yourself, okay? So after you go through your acknowledgement phase, I would say that's where you go through your acceptance phase. So that's where you accept that all these things happen to you. Also, for you guys that need some resources out there along your journey, I will say I have a whole bunch of resources on my website in the description box below at empowermode.com. If you need help with setting boundaries, speaking life into yourself, and just writing out all of the processes that you've experienced that you want to work on, I have planners and journals to help you do that. So don't feel like you're alone in this process. There are resources out there from myself or even from other people if you want to do that. A lot of people, they don't want to get past the acknowledgement phase, which is already hard enough, but accepting that all these things happen to you is a whole different story. And I'll say, just for myself, those two things was very hard for me, because like I told y'all before in past videos, I didn't want to acknowledge and accept that I had a lot of traumatic issues happen to me in the past. And it was even hard for me saying it out loud to y'all in some of those videos. But I know that if I'm sharing what I've experienced, it can help somebody also come to terms with things that they are facing within their own lives. So yeah, I feel like acknowledgement and acceptance comes hand in hand. And then after acceptance, I feel like that's where you need to start setting up boundaries for yourself and for other people around you. So something that I have dealt with in the past, like I said, was low self-esteem. And for myself, I'm naturally a people pleaser. I over explain things to people sometimes. And those are not good attributes to have for myself, because then people think that they can just walk all over me and I have no boundaries, because essentially I'm a yes woman to people. And I had to learn through my healing journey, I have to say no to people. Like, I can't just do what you want me to do. Like, I need to set up healthy boundaries between myself and you. Like, I had to do that with friends, family, people around me, even at work, because I used to say yes all the time to stuff. And now I'm learning that I can't be there for everybody. I need to be there for me and for me only. Like, I need to put myself first, and I don't need to be ashamed to do that. So make sure you're setting up those healthy boundaries. So after you set those healthy boundaries between yourself and others, I would highly suggest that you start speaking life into yourself, because that's where you're going to merge all of that peace that you're getting from setting those boundaries. And then you need to replenish yourself with positive energy, okay? Because you've been beat down so much. You got all these negative things that you've been telling yourself because of the things that you've experienced in your life. And I need you to speak life over your body, over your mind, body, and spirit, okay? So say things like, I love myself every day. Like I told you on the last video, everything works out for me. I am very successful. I am healthy. Things like that, okay? Like, you need to just make sure all of those things are being said out loud too, because your body keeps score of everything. Even the things that you're thinking negatively, your body is keeping score of that. And as a result, this is what your body is thinking. So I really want you to start looking at yourself either every day in the mirror in the mornings, or when you come home at night and you're about to go to sleep. I just really want you to start incorporating that into your daily routine and have those habits on the daily schedule, because that is definitely going to help boost your energy, and it's actually going to help you with your healing process as well, because then once you start speaking life into yourself, you're like, oh my God, I can do this. Like, anything is not impossible for me. I can do anything that I can set my mind to. That's even another affirmation, by the way. But yeah, it's just going to help boost your mood, and you're going to start feeling better over time. Because I know for me, I used to say a lot of negative things to myself, like, I'm not going to be successful. Why me? Why would I be chosen over someone else when they can do a better job than me? All these random things. I don't even know why I would say all these things to myself. I think it's just the negative self-talk. I'm just used to that from childhood and me wanting to be a perfectionist, etc. Anyways, I got issues, like you already know. Well, I've had issues in the past with this stuff. So, yeah, I've been working on myself a lot, and I highly suggest that y'all do the same thing. So, after you speak life into yourself, I think the last step for you is to definitely forgive yourself, okay? It is very important that when you go through this healing process, is you need to forgive yourself for things that you did not know, okay? Do not blame yourself. Do not. You have to forgive in order to heal. If you do not forgive, then it's going to be hard for you on the healing process. You need to, I don't want to say let things go, because that's not for everybody, okay? Sometimes you can't let things go. I have a hard time letting things go. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all I don't, because I'm not perfect. So I want y'all to understand that it's going to be important for you to mostly forgive yourself. You can forgive somebody else. You probably can't as well if you don't want to. But I highly advise that the primary thing you do is forgive yourself. Acknowledge, accept, set the boundaries, speak life over yourself, forgive yourself. Forgive it, please, because that is really going to help you. You cannot change the past. You can only control the future, okay? So I highly advise that you take these steps to make sure that you're on the right track. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this is not going to be an easy journey. It is not going to be linear. It's literally like a valley with different types of mountains along your process. So be patient with yourself, give yourself some grace as well, and just know that you're going to get through this and you are not alone in this process. I have a community here for you if you feel like you need someone to talk to about this stuff. And also, I think it's important for you to start writing out your thoughts and how you feel and check in with your emotions, because that's very, very important. So you can see how often like you move forward and move backwards through your self-discovery journey. So I hope this video resonated with y'all. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you've done on your healing journey or what you plan on doing for your healing journey. I would love to hear y'all's thoughts. Don't forget to check out empowermode.com. Like I said, I got a whole bunch of resources. I have planners and journals to help you on your self-discovery journey. And don't forget to start your healing journey today. Hope y'all have an amazing day. Don't forget to empower yourself and inspire others. Bye, y'all.